You
What
got
is
Ben Curlin's thing up?
Oh,
Oh,
yes. Hold on. What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Football Chatbox. My name is Ryan, and welcome to the Game Week 25, Double Game Week 25 podcast. I'm joined by Karan, who's back. Was back after our vacation. So Karan, obviously, the second after we had Roy last week. How are you doing, Karan?
yeah, doing good, man. Yeah, it's a long time without Premier League.
Indeed. Oh, as in, like, not even talking FPL.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yep,
Life's
indeed.
been busy. Life's good. Yeah.
That's good. You were about to ask me about Ben Krelin's one, as in like the updated, like his picture
Yeah.
ticker. All right, I'll put in
I
that
did.
up
I
as
didn't
well.
realize we were. I didn't realize we were live. I was just saying that we should talk about it.
Yeah, we will talk about it. I'll actually bring that up alongside Lego Manes. People are now seeing my live editing. Here we go. So you guys get to see what is coming up, obviously. A bit. Yes, I'll keep it as it is. It is. Anyways, all right, there we go. Back into presenter view. So that's the Ben Karen's one, but we'll get to that obviously. So basically, for those of you who are listening on the audio as well, welcome. If you are listening on Spotify, do leave us obviously a review on Spotify, 5-star rating, whatever. And for those of you who are in the YouTube chat, welcome as well. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe if you are new. Now, today's content, we're going to be talking about obviously fixture planning, chip strategies, navigating the blank Game Week 29 and probably future doubles, and obviously talking tactical matchups in terms of Game Week 25. Now, Karan, why don't you tell the audience what chip you're currently on? We'll start with the, I guess, the fixture planning.
Yep. Hang on. Sorry, my link is frozen. Can you still see me?
Yes, I can still see you, but you're breaking in and out. Oh no.
Okay. Sorry, I might have to rejoin.
Okay. All right. So while we wait till Karan rejoins, I'm going to read the YouTube chat. Manish says, got winners on Monday. I'll wait today if Gakpo plays worth the risk of injury before making a transfer. Yeah, that's the thing. Wait and see before making any transfers, obviously. So for those of you who are here, let me actually move it to the next slide. Obviously, this is like Lego Mane's picture ticker. I don't know if there's an updated one of this. Most likely not. But for those of you who've seen my team selection and all, we've gone through this in terms of fixture planning and all. So I'm going to ask Karan about his current thoughts as well. And we'll kind of explain the lay of the land in terms of how things are going at the moment as well. I do have an updated one. So actually, let me bring that updated picture here so that, I'm not confusing people as well. So let me put this. This is the updated picture while we wait, obviously, for Karan to join us. I don't know if Karan can hear me on the YouTube chat. Hear you. Roy, welcome. Potential benefit of assistant manager in Game Week 25 versus 36. We will discuss that as well. Don't worry. Welcome back, Karan. While you were missing, I went and got Lego Mane's updated picture compared to the previous one. So basically, just the lay of the land. Currently, we're obviously in Game Week 24 with the Liverpool versus Everton game to happen in the morning for us or tonight, based on whatever time zone you are in. Game Week 25 obviously has a double game week with Aston Villa and Liverpool. And what we kind of want to talk about is like Game Week 29 right now. We'll see a blank between obviously Liverpool and who were Liverpool supposed to play? Aston Villa. So obviously that's a blank in game week 29. So those two teams will blank. And potentially Crystal Palace versus Newcastle. That hasn't been confirmed yet exactly. Because there is always a possibility that that fixture could, because you see how Game Week 29, there's an international break and then FA Cup quarterfinals. So that kind of depends on what happens in round 5 of the FA Cup fixtures, which is set to be played, as you can see, before Game Week 28 and after Game Week 27, that gap in there. But because both like Crystal Palace and Newcastle, they have favorable fixtures in the draw that was just made, they should progress, which means they'll most likely, very well likely, blank in Game Week 29.
Yeah, So the blanking teams are Villa, Liverpool, Palace, and Newcastle, right?
Yes, exactly.
Well, not the biggest blank. Yeah.
No, not the biggest blank. And also, is your audio coming from your mic or is it coming from, I think, from your laptop? Or
Sorry, having technical issues.
that's fine. But yeah, I'll continue talking. But like that, yeah, like I said, not the biggest blank. But then that's because also, even if it's not the biggest blank, there are still a lot of players that we own from those teams right now, because a lot of people would have at least triple or double Newcastle. People already most likely have triple or double Liverpool as well. And then Crystal Palace, some managers have Munoz or Mateta. So depending on how many players you have from those teams, you could either navigate it without a free hit, or you might have to play a free hit.
Does it seem like the FPL groupthink is headed towards free hit 29 or
No,
away?
it's avoiding free hit 29.
Wide, right? Yeah.
And the reason for avoiding free hit 29 is because you can see the game week 34 that's highlighted, that is most likely to move in game week 33. We're currently expecting that to be the big double. Now, obviously, we don't know how many teams are going to blank just yet, because that would depend on what happens in the FA Cup quarterfinals. So basically, based on the teams that would reach the FA Cup semis, that's when the game week 34, the FA Cup matches around that time as well. So
I don't think we'll know till game week 30.
no, we won't. That's the thing. So you kind of have, like, everything is going to be up in the air until like game week 30. So like even wildcarding, for anyone who's looking to wildcard, even trying to wildcard ahead of game week 30 might be slightly too early potentially, because you might have not got confirmed fixtures just yet. Like there is a possibility that some other fixtures from 34 could also move to 36. We're not really sure, but it could move to 36 as well, not only to 33.
I think at this point you shouldn't play a wildcard till we know.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So that's one thing to consider. The other thing is obviously the assistant manager chip. Now, if you haven't played it, obviously both of us have played the assistant manager chip and it's currently active for both of us. But if you haven't played the assistant manager chip this like in 24, and if you're looking to play it, let's say 25. So 25 is 1 week, 25, 26, 27 is basically then locked out. Your other opportunity windows for an assistant manager chip, one could be 36, 37, and 38. The last three were 36. This could have a double game week that features Newcastle, because obviously their fixture in game week 29 has to go somewhere. That's one thing. And they have a favorable draw so far from the current FA Cup based on how they go. If they progress also to the FA Cup semis, then obviously that fixture in 34 needs to be played somewhere else as well. So Newcastle could potentially double. So managers could put like a assistant manager chip on Eddie Howe at that time. Never know, potentially. So 36, 37, 38 is one. The other
31 to 33 is also good.
Yes, 31 to 33 is also good. But what you need to keep in mind with that is your free hit / wildcard situation. Because let's say 31, 32, 33, you get the double in 33, right?
Yeah.
But then you go straight into a blank game week. So then you
can still play a free hit in 34 or 29,
You
right?
could, yes. You could play a free hit in 34. If you don't have the free hit, then you have to be a bit more careful, because then you'll be wildcard. You could wildcard in 34, but then you probably won't be wildcarding properly.
Okay, so I don't have any of these chips left.
Yeah.
But if I did, I would probably do like no free hit in 29,
Yeah.
wildcard in 30, AM in 31, 32, 33, and then free hit in 34.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean you have used your free hit chip?
I haven't used free hit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you did, yeah.
But it's different if you just have free hit left versus if you have free hit plus wildcard.
Yeah. And then also, obviously, for those who have bench boost as well left, right?
Oh, yeah. Bench boost.
Yeah.
I don't have that either, by the way. Yeah.
Exactly. So bench boost is something that game week 33 looks appealing. And the reason it looks appealing is because now, obviously, Liverpool and Chelsea are out of the FA Cup. So there is a high chance that they won't have a future double. There is a very small chance that Chelsea could, or even Liverpool could have a double in 36, but it's very dependent on, for example, Chelsea's case. in game week 36, sorry, in game week 37, they have a fixture against Man United. So this would depend of if like Man United can get all the way to at least the semis of the FA Cup and also maybe the Europa League final, because the Europa League final is around 37. So
Right.
that is dependent on Man United if whether Chelsea get a double in 36. Same
I
thing.
mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking at Ben Crellin's thing. There's 6 teams that he's put as fairly likely to double in 36.
1, 2, yes.
And he's defined fairly likely as 30 to 60%. So on average, there's 3 teams that could double.
Yep.
So you could wildcard in 30 with a view to bench boosting in 36.
You could, yes. That is also a possibility.
And the free hit in between to navigate 34 or something. And that would still leave 31 to 33 for your AM.
Yes, that is one possibility.
If you have all the chips left, like that seems good to me.
Yeah.
But I also think 29 free hits shouldn't be discarded so quickly.
No, it shouldn't. It depends on your team structure though, that one.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Now, obviously, one thing to add with the the wildcarding in game week 30 and then assistant manager after that is you still, again, like you said, might not necessarily know the exact fixtures in 33 or where it will land because they might have not announced it by then. Also, if you're going to wildcard 30 and then assistant manager, you need to keep funds for your assistant manager. That's one thing to mention.
I mean, it's a lot easier after wildcard, right?
Yeah, potentially, yeah. And then obviously you can kind of sort it ahead of the double in 36 as well, depending on how it goes.
I really don't think you want an assistant manager with 34 being involved because
no, you probably don't want to.
Moving managers around and stuff, right?
Yeah, so you ideally 31, 32, 33 or 36, 37, 38 is another decent
option. But if 37 is blank, like that's also going to be an issue.
It depends on how. I don't think 37 will be a big blank. It'll be a small. It'll be basically whoever reaches like the FA Cup finals, or even like the case where I mentioned about Man United reaching semi-finals of the FA Cup and Europa League finals, which could be potentially possible to as well. So then in those situations, but we won't know that until obviously like at least till game week 30.
What are your thoughts on AM in 25?
Now, okay, AM in 25. If you haven't played it, I think this is still a good week to play it. AM in 25. It would depend again. Now, for example, for me, I went with David Moyes. Now, you went with obviously Arne Slot, right? I went with David Moyes, and I'm looking between either Slot or Unai Emery as options this week. Based on my rank, I might chase it with Unai Emery. But if Trent is injured, let's say, for example, right? And he looks like apparently he's supposed to be okay and he might come off the bench for the Everton game. So it looks like he might be okay for 25. But if it looks like he's not going to be okay, then you can look to probably sell Trent and even assistant manager Slot as well as an option. So I don't mind.
This game week, I definitely like Emery more.
Yeah.
But when we were deciding last week, I liked Slot more because we get 4 game weeks without needing any transfers.
Yes, fair enough.
But this game week, I feel like I like Emery more because Ipswich is a bonus
good fixture.
And Liverpool is a.
Ipswich is not a table bonus though.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's a good game for banker, probably a banker wing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yep, and Liverpool, obviously, you have the opportunity of a potential upset. So yeah, I mean, I don't mind it this week as well. To play it. Also, we mentioned all these chips. We didn't mention the triple captain because all of us who played assistant manager chip, we have no idea now where we're going to play the triple captaincy chip. So that is, go ahead.
I mean, if you haven't played triple captain now, it's probably 36, right?
Yeah, if Newcastle double. Now, obviously, there were people who triple captained in game week 2 for Haaland and all, so they are okay. Or there were some managers who triple captained in game week 25 as well for Salah, who are looking good as well. So these are for those who still have the triple captaincy. Then, you're looking at 36 probably. 33, I think you might want to, because of the amount of doubles that might come there, you might likely prefer the bench boost or free hit in that week, or even assistant manager.
I mean, I like it. It depends what Newcastle's other fixture is. If they double, if they get Chelsea and Ipswich, then Isaac triple captain looks really good.
I think it was supposed to. Oh, yeah, it might have been Chelsea or Ipswich. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chelsea, Ipswich, Isaac triple captain looks really good.
Yep.
And then even City, Southampton away, Bournemouth at home. City could be more fixed by then. So
That's assuming City are still in the FA Cup as well,
okay,
which they should be because they are now the favorites, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all depends on the FA Cup draw and how it goes. We won't know actually until it gets to that point. But yeah, City could also be like Southampton, Bournemouth, like Haaland as a triple captaincy option could be on the cards as well.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that the main decision and the one that you kind of have to think about now is just get in 29 or not.
Yeah.
Right? Because all of this other stuff we won't know till 30.
Yes.
And the only thing you have to plan towards now is to rebuild a team for 29 or not.
Yes, that's basically it.
And I really like 29 free hit, but the biggest con is that you won't know 33 fixtures until 30.
Okay, yeah, that is true. Yes, and you might be stuck in 34.
29 free hit for me.
So in terms of free hit 29, the reason you like it is because of the fact that like right now City no one has, they have a good fixture in 29.
No, I like it because my team has a lot of Newcastle and Palace players.
Okay. So you and also because of the existing Liverpool players as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have players from all these teams.
Yeah. So you have too many transfers that need to be made to try and get 11 out.
Yeah, and I don't really want to get them out because they double in 33.
Yes.
So the free hit, it ends up being not a defensive free hit. It ends up being because it allows me to attack the game weeks around it.
Yeah, fair enough. Because like right now, I don't have any Crystal Palace players, and I'm very unlikely to go and get Crystal Palace players, even though their run right now is really good as well.
Yep.
Because of that blank potentially. And like you mentioned, like I've sold Gordon, so Gordon that reduced one of my players that I had who are blanking in 29 most likely. And the other players I've got Isak, Lewis Hall, Trent, and Salah and Gakpo. Now I'm very happy to lose Trent and Gakpo because I don't have too much value stored in them. But then I do have a lot of value stored in Hall and Isak, who I don't really want to lose, and Salah as well. And obviously Hall and Isak are very likely to double again from this chart that we're showing everyone. So
almost certain to double.
Yeah, exactly. So because of that, I don't want to sell them. So then that way I'm benching 3 of them, and I can manage with it by selling Trent and Gakpo as well. So I can manage because I don't have too many players to sell between now and 29.
What needs to happen for Newcastle to not blank in 29?
They need to lose. I think both Crystal Palace and Newcastle probably have to lose their next round in the FA Cup.
Okay.
Because I think if one qualifies, right, then obviously that fixture can't happen, right? Because that's taking up that spot, I would assume.
They got Brighton at home. Yeah. Sure. I think they'll go for it.
I think Palace have a good fixture as well, pretty easy fixture. So yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the situation.
All at home. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So very likely that it's a blank.
Yeah.
But they just haven't confirmed it yet. You're probably going to get that information maybe, I don't know when probably after the FA Cup draw, like the next
game
one.
Is in 2nd March.
So the FA Cup round 5 is after Game Week 27 and before Game Week 28.
Yeah, sure. So yeah.
So that's why.
Fortunately, you kind of need to. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to commit now.
Yeah, you kind of need to know, like whether you want to play it now, or like whether you're going to play free hit or not play free hit. Yeah, and probably
because in my mind, there's no point playing free hit if you don't go offensive with games around it.
Otherwise, because then you're not
play it. Otherwise, save it and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you're not maximizing the fixtures around it, which is obviously because then you tend to avoid Crystal Palace, which I'll probably be doing, even though they have really good fixtures against what I would say Everton might be a tricky one, but I do like the Ipswich fixture just before the blank as well, which is really good. Aston Villa could be a pretty decent fixture as well, to be honest, from an attacking point of view. So yeah, not too bad. Cool. That's kind of fixture planning. Anything else to add? Chip strategies, that's also kind of where it is set.
Yeah, I don't want to overcook the discussion with not too much information at this point, but I think we've covered most things. Yeah.
All right, let's move into the game week. Oh, I wanted to add. Obviously, with the lead up to if you wanted to navigate blank game week 29, This is the season ticker until game week 29. Bournemouth are obviously on the top here. They have some amazing fixtures, and we'll talk about Bournemouth when we get to like the game week 25 fixtures.
Yeah.
Everton are there as well because not too bad to be honest, and because they have the fixture in 29. Obviously, the teams without fixtures in 29 are kind of lower in the season ticker predictions because of the lack of games. Then you got Brentford, Man United, and Fulham as well. And then at the bottom, you got Newcastle, City, Southampton, and Crystal Palace alongside Forest as well because Forest are having some tough run in 26, 27, 28.
Yeah, I mean, City away should not be light red. It should probably be light blue for Newcastle.
Yes, they should. Oh, it is light. Oh, asking for Newcastle. Yes, yep, fair enough. Yep.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, even Palace's good run is maybe not as good as it looks. Like,
it's not the easiest.
We can talk matchups, but like I think Everton are a bit resurgent. Fulham away is not easy.
Yeah.
Villa have a lot of depth now, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not the easiest of fixtures to play. All right, let's talk about double game week 25. I'm just gonna have a look at the chat as well. Palace have Millwall at home. Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's the thing. FA Cup, so it's an easy run for Palace as well at this moment. All right. Double game week 25. We start obviously with the two teams that double, Aston Villa and Liverpool. Do we want to start with them first as the conversation opens?
With Liverpool?
Yeah, let's start with Liverpool, obviously.
Yep.
You have two Liverpool options and Arne Slot. Who's your apart from Salah, who is the other player?
Trent.
Okay.
And so I'm waiting on the injury news.
Yep.
But I think he should be fine. I heard that
he should be
for Everton, which is the second game,
Yep.
tomorrow's fixture, right?
Yep.
So I think it should be fine. I'm not too worried.
Yep.
Yeah.
Obviously, he'll most likely feature in the Wolves game if he's looking like he's okay.
If he's injured, I think I'll probably just drop him down to Konate or something.
Okay, so you will move to another Liverpool player then, in that case.
If he's injured.
Yeah.
I think this double is too good. Liverpool are too good a team.
Okay. Yep. Fair enough. Now for me, I've got Trent and Gakpo alongside Salah, and like I said, like if Trent is injured, then I'm wondering whether like I just go to Arne Slot instead of Emery. But I would like to chase that table bonus with Emery because when we get to Aston Villa, I'll mention about their home record so far in the season and even in the Prem.
I really like Emery for this. I made the decision in 24.
So you got like you don't have to make a transfer.
It was different.
Yeah.
But I think now I probably like Emery.
Okay.
The chance to get table bonus is too juicy.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, obviously, if Trent is injured, and like in my situation, let's say if I did go Emery, I kind of would want to find someone else in terms of a replacement for Trent. And now, obviously, the options that appear, one, you can go to another Liverpool player. Assuming this is where the whole navigating Game Week 29 comes into, because if you go for another Liverpool player, blanking in Game Week 29, do you have a transfer to be able to like take them out? Or you go for a team that would play in 29 and has a good fixture right now, like for example a Bournemouth.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd probably get like Hoyson.
Yeah, or even Kirkes, one of the two.
Yeah, one of the two.
Yeah. So
something like that. I mean, there's not that many teams. Like I wish City were in slightly better form because I'd probably take Guardiola. But nobody really like pops out. Like maybe Gabriel if you don't have him.
Yeah, but probably people already at this point most likely have. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have Gabriel. I think a lot of people have.
Okay.
Just one defender as well.
Yep.
Villa have too many defensive injuries for me to want someone from their defense.
Even without their injuries, I look at Villa always and I go, these guys will probably concede.
Yeah, I mean, when they're in form, I don't mind.
Yeah, but too many injuries.
But yeah, too many injuries.
Spurs,
Man U, none of those teams are options.
No.
Well, maybe Munoz, but
from Palace. Yeah, people have been talking about trying to buy Munoz in at this moment, and I look at the fixtures right for Palace. Everton, Fulham, Aston Villa, Ipswich. Now, obviously, Ipswich is a really good fixture, both attacking and clean sheet wise. But like the other three, I don't know how good of a
Home away is okay. It's okay. Like it's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But
Villa at home is also okay.
Mm.
Everton at home is okay to good, and Ipswich is good to excellent.
Yeah.
But if you get him, you're forcing yourself closer to
a free hit potentially.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the reason I wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously with Liverpool,
I think Konate might end up being the best. Really.
Fair enough. Would you go for Konate or would you prefer like a Van Dijk? Because Wolves are obviously set pieces not the best as well.
I think Konate is way better value.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Konate is better value. Yeah.
All right. Easy. All right. So that's Liverpool. Aston Villa. Now, obviously, Morgan Rogers is on this picture. I currently own Morgan Rogers. Do you have Morgan Rogers or no?
I don't, but I'm thinking about transferring out. I have a couple of midfield spots that I'm thinking of switching.
Yep.
Thinking about getting Rogers.
Yep.
I think Villa have, signed like 3-4 players.
Yeah, Asensio, Rashford, Donny Mallon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone else? Is that it?
I might be missing someone else. I don't know.
Yeah.
The chat could let me know.
And even like this guy's been playing more. My God, what's his name? Who played left wing for them? Jacob Murphy?
Ramsey.
Oh, sorry, Jacob Ramsey.
Yep.
So he's been playing left wing. Jaden Philogene's been playing a little bit.
Yep.
So I think now there's no John Duran, but there's Rashford can play up front. So can Alan. So can Asensio. So now there's quite a bit of rotation to worry about.
Yeah.
I do think Rogers is maybe the most nailed, other than Watkins.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
But it's possible that he loses like maybe 10 minutes less a game.
Rogers?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then there's Watkins. We kind of have to see in terms of his fitness as well, because he wasn't part of that FA Cup squad as well. So that is something that's kind of waiting to see, because there are players who could play that spot as well. Like Rashford could potentially feature in that spot.
I think the main reason they've signed all these players is to just be able to handle the depth, because they really struggle when they play Champions League midweek and they have to play games after.
Yep, they do.
This is just all these players are signed on loan on heavy wages just to allow them to still attack the rest of the season.
Yep, I agree.
They are going to be rotated. Like these guys are going to get lots of time.
Yeah,
they're paying them too much money to not.
Yep,
they're paying 80% of Rashford's wages, by the way.
Yeah, and could lead to 95% depending on how they go.
They're paying like 100% of Asensio's wages.
Yeah. So they've definitely gone for squad depth, Aston Villa, and they're very likely to have rotation because of that as well. Now, I guess the one saving grace is that they have 3 home fixtures, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So they got Ipswich, Liverpool, and then Chelsea. So less traveling in one way, which does help. But I wouldn't be surprised if there is obviously some level of rotation as well, because you kind of have to play all of these players that you just signed as well.
I suspect Watkins is fine, and he's just saving him for the stretch. So
now, okay, let's first deal with Rogers. Now, obviously, I've got Rogers, so I don't have to worry about it. But you don't, and you're looking to bring him in. Now, this is where it leads again back to the whole navigating blank game in 29, because there could be maybe a case to be made depending on if you want to free hit or not in 29. If you free hit in 29, bring Rogers in, okay, it's fine. Kind of have to keep in mind, obviously, he's on 8 yellow cards as well. So I think when he gets to 10, it's another suspension. I don't know if it's a 1 or 2 game suspension. So keep that. That's one thing to keep in mind. But if you don't want to free hit in 29, and then you're looking to get Rogers in, is it worth getting Rogers, or would you rather go and get, again, this going back to Bournemouth, Kluivert or Dango?
I think if you get a Bournemouth guy, you don't force yourself into a free hit, but a double is pretty good for Rogers. Like, I think he is pretty nailed. Like, I think, yes, all these players will shave some minutes off, but Emery loves Rogers in the big games. He has like the stamina of 2 players. Like, he does a lot of defensive work and like makes runs. So I can't see him not playing like 80 to 85 minutes in both these games. So the EV of this double is probably too high to
to avoid.
But
not
yeah, you're
getting him
right.
in.
If I get him, I'll But my team is probably anyway headed towards the 29 free hit.
Okay.
That's what I'm leaning towards at the moment.
Yep.
So for me, maybe if I'm anywhere going to do it, maybe I should get him.
Yep.
But if I want to keep my options open, yeah, you're right. Bournemouth or something would be better. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So apart from so Rodgers is most likely the best Aston Villa option, right? Now the question is, the next one. If Watkins is fit, it's probably him.
Would you
Oh.
put Rodgers ahead of Watkins?
Who?
Would you put Rodgers first or Watkins first?
I'll put Rodgers first. Mainly because the replacement options, like you're most likely selling a midfielder you are happy to lose, right? In terms of getting Rodgers in and selling a midfielder. Whereas when it comes to Watkins, you're kind of having to sell probably an Isak to fund him in.
Yeah.
Because and then you look at Isak having City this week, which is I would say a pretty good fixture for Isak, and the fact that you probably have a lot of value stored on Isak as well, who is most likely to double later down the line. So if you sell him now, you kind of have to buy him for more expensive later.
And look at Isak's stretch from 30 onwards. It's you need him, I think.
Yeah, because if they're going to double as well on top of that,
30 onwards is crazy. It's like Brentford, Leicester, Man U, double.
it's a blank again potentially, but then Brighton and then another double. So you're going to need Isak probably for till the end of the season, more likely, if he doesn't get injured.
But I really don't like keeping Isak in, especially like a 25 is whatever. I don't think it's good. I just don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
But like 25 is definitely bad. 26 is 26 is definitely bad.
Yeah.
And 27 is definitely bad.
Who is this for? Isak?
Like like Forest at home and Liverpool.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not easy fixtures at all. But then that I guess that's where the whole the value comes into it as well, in terms of how much now you could probably, this is what I mentioned this on the team selection on Monday, where you had to kind of calculate the potential, like you might lose some, like his price will drop right between now till 29. People are going to look at a blank and they're going to go, oh, blank, sell.
Yeah, and I don't think they'd necessarily be wrong.
Yeah.
I just think it's a close decision. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm kind of and also because I think Aston Villa have signed Malin as well, right? Who can play that striker role, who will also shave off some minutes from Watkins. And one thing to add with this, that you mentioned, we were discussing about Champions League. Malin is not in the Champions League squad, by the way. He couldn't get registered.
Oh, he's cup tied, right?
Yeah. No, I think they couldn't register him because there is only a limit of the amount of players they can register.
Because he played for Dortmund?
He played for Dortmund as well, I think. But I don't think there's a cup tie thing anymore in the Champions League. I think that was removed. It's just that you can only register 3 new players or something for Champions League. Right. And they obviously had more than that because of that.
Yeah. I mean, Marlon can play left, right, forward.
Yeah.
So, and I saw a video, I think it was by 442 or something, where sort of explaining how Emery's moving towards more of a second, like a 2 striker system. And he's probably going to have Rashford or Marlon play the other striker. So they'll start on the left or the right, and then the team will, in position change to 2 strikers.
Yep.
So I'm not too worried about Watkins getting, because especially because I'm pretty sure Watkins has been rested for this cup game.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm not worried about the next 3, but yeah, maybe. So if you get Watkins, you're going to eventually try and get Isak back or something.
Yeah, maybe.
And then,
unless
maybe
you can keep both.
Out in 30,
yeah,
it's fine, right? But if you're not going to walk out in 30, maybe it's too expensive. You lose all the value in Isak.
Yeah, so you kind of have to have a look into all of that, like your team value and everything. It's not a straightforward move, I would say.
I think if you're going to walk out in 30, it's probably good. Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking out loud as I go.
No, that's fine.
But otherwise, I think, what you said before, it's pretty expensive to go back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. Apart from that, obviously, is the fact that obviously, like Aston Villa, again, if you free hitting 29 as well, yep, okay. If you don't free hitting, then doesn't really make sense because Aston Villa also blank in 29. The other thing is, okay, third Aston Villa option. Would you get a defender? I probably wouldn't.
No, I
Yeah.
would not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
They have 3 doubles in a row. I probably wouldn't get it.
yeah, okay. So is Unai Emery probably the best? Would you rank him as a second best option over Watkins, or Watkins as second best option?
Is it one or the other though?
No, it can be both as well, to be honest.
Because
but
remember, it doesn't cost a transfer
Unai Emery.
to bring in a manager.
No, if you're swapping like me from Moyes to Emery, it does cost a
Right.
transfer.
Sorry, I forgot you already started it.
Yeah. For those activating it this week, it doesn't cost. Yes.
Yeah, I like Emery over any Villa player.
Yep. Okay, fair enough. All right. So those are probably our Aston Villa suggestions. No defenders, obviously.
I'm just thinking, like, should we consider Rashford or Marlon or something?
This is a very good question because you could probably assume they might. The thing is, the minutes are the uncertainty.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. We don't know what their minutes are going to be like. The other thing is, I've looked at quite a few people's midfields, and I'm wondering where they're going to find the space for that player. Because let's say Rogers takes one spot, right?
Yeah.
Then obviously Salah takes another, Palmer takes another. So that's 3 spots already filled. Your other 2 spots could include, let's say, a Gordon or a Brian Mbeumo, for example, in a lot of teams.
Mm.
And you're probably not selling either one of them at this moment, or a Malin or a Rashford. And your 5th spot, depending on your team structure, could have a Kluivert, a Semenyo. You could even have an Enzo or something like that as well. People I've seen still stuck with Enzo, or still stuck with who have Ismail Sarr as well.
Yep.
And then in that case, you have to jump right to get to, or you could even have an Ahmad as well, for example, in that, like, you could have,
there's many cheap options.
yeah. So to get to a Malin or Rashford, it's a bit more up, I think, for Rashford. For Malin, I'm not sure what's the jump in price.
6.5, I think. Or maybe
Is he?
6. Yeah.
Malin.
Malin's 5.5. Yeah.
Okay, so Malin, it's not too bad of a jump. But then again, you're again questioning the minutes, right?
Yeah.
From these Aston Villa players.
Yeah.
Whereas you're not really questioning the minutes of the, like, you won't question, Ahmad is going to start. Ismail Sarr, you probably go, yeah, he's most likely going to start as well.
Villa signed one player less. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. So there's a bit too, and like you have Asensio as well. So you're like kind of uncertain on where all of these players are going to play, who's going to exactly start. And we've only seen one FA Cup game so far, so we can't really tell as well. That's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen 3 games of Marlon, right? And he's played 30-40 minutes each.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah.
And then you obviously have one sub appearance from Asensio and Rashford so far.
And 40 minutes from Rashford, and
yeah. I mean, they could start, but we won't know, and there's no early deadline as well for those fixtures for us to be able to tell as well.
Yeah, it's too early.
Yeah.
It's too early.
Yeah, exactly.
Too early.
So that's Aston Villa. And that's the 2 double game week teams. Now, shall we move to Brighton Chelsea, or?
Yeah, let's talk about this. Brighton got absolutely demolished.
Yep.
Week. I don't think many people saw that coming. Right.
This is the against Nottingham Forest, right?
Yeah.
Yep. But then at the same time, I think this was the reverse fixture they played against Chelsea in the FA Cup, and they beat Chelsea 2-1.
Yeah, was that full strength Chelsea? I think they played Nkunku at striker.
Yeah, that was not a full strength Chelsea.
Yeah. That was a full strength Brighton and not a full strength Chelsea. So
that was a relatively decently, because it still had. I'm looking at Chelsea lineup. They so Nkunku played instead of Jackson, but they played Sancho, Palmer, and Pedro Neto behind him with Caicedo, Dewsbury Hall, Cucurella on the left, Gusto right. So they had a pretty decently strong Chelsea team, except for maybe you don't have Jackson.
So I think the strongest version of Chelsea has Enzo. Aduake.
Aduake maybe, because Pedro Neto could also, like, I wouldn't do. Like,
I think Madrid is in better form than Neto.
Yeah. Okay. But it definitely has an Enzo and a Jackson in there.
And I don't think it has Sancho. I'm not sure.
No, I think that's why Neto goes to the other side.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
Sure. It's a pretty strong
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. Now the other thing with Brighton, for those of you who have Joao Pedro, obviously Joao Pedro didn't play in the FA Cup as well. Was benched for Rutter, who is now playing that number 10 spot. So it's hard to say whether Joao Pedro will come back into the team again as well. For this fixture.
I mean, he loves Joao Pedro in the past.
Yeah, but
But
Rutter
Rutter's
is,
looked good, man. Rutter's looked good this whole season.
yeah.
He was Leeds' top. I think he was top goal scorer and assister last year in the Champions League.
Okay.
The Championship.
Yeah. So he's good, right? He's playing well right now. So he's probably going to be most likely starting. So for those of you who have Joao Pedro, I would probably look to offload potentially.
I still think he's first choice.
Who, Joao Pedro?
Yeah, I do.
What are the fixtures like though? But like the Brighton's fixtures, they've got Chelsea. Oh, they have Southampton next week. Okay, and then Bournemouth, Fulham, City. You could keep.
I don't really think this Brighton have clicked that much yet.
Yep.
They don't look particularly creative. I think Hertzler's project's not gone as promising as it had initially looked. So I'm not that interested in Brighton players.
Yeah, fair enough. And obviously Chelsea, a lot have Palmer. I've got Palmer. Few people have Jackson. I sold Jackson. Kind of happy that I sold Jackson because hasn't really done anything. But even though the fixture is still pretty good, I would say.
Yeah. Chelsea are a bit of a weird one. I think full strength Chelsea is still favored here, and that's what the expected goals shows. I think it makes a big difference if Jackson plays. That's the main thing. Even if he doesn't score, his movement is very important for them. I think Nkunku is like a number 10 playing as a striker. So I think they'll be a lot better
with Jackson in there. Yep.
Yeah, with Jackson in there. So again, I don't think this is a particularly juicy game, but I'm not selling Palmer, for example.
Yeah, fair enough.
And they do have Southampton and Leicester straight after this.
This is Chelsea, right? Yes. They have Villa, then Southampton and Leicester. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why people are like still having Jackson, looking to like either hold, or even people are looking to even potentially like like if you want to sell Gakpo and people are looking for like alternatives after the double for Liverpool, Jackson is one of the options potentially.
Yep.
All right. Next up, obviously Leicester versus Arsenal. Leicester, obviously, they had a good showing against Man United, but almost every team does that, to be honest. Although, who did they play last? I think they played Everton, didn't they? In Gaming 24? Yes, they got hammered 4-0 by Everton. They should have got hammered even more, to be honest. I'm disappointed that I only got 12 points from David Moyes. I should have got more, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
Beto got a brace, right?
Yeah. So they're not looking good. Obviously, I have only one Arsenal player, in Gabriel. There was I saw a tweet that circulated today about Kai Havertz potentially having picked up a muscular injury in their Dubai training camp.
Yep.
So kind of have to wait for Arteta's press conference to see exactly what happens.
What do we think is Arsenal's starting front three? I'm not entirely sure.
Assuming Havertz would be fit, you'd have Havertz. Would we have Ethan? What's his name? Nwaneri.
Yeah, I think it's probably Nwaneri on the right.
Yeah, on the right, and then who on the left? Maybe Odegaard. Not Odegaard. Sorry, maybe Trossard.
Yeah, but then who's striker?
This is assuming Havertz is fit.
Oh, okay. Havertz is not fit. It's probably Trossard up front, Martinelli on the left or something. Yeah.
But Martinelli is flagged at the moment in hamstring injury, so it's probably Trossard up front and Lewis Kelly maybe.
No, Sterling, I'd say. Lewis Kelly's the left back.
Yeah.
So
Sterling.
Yeah. So that's a bit, there might be some value picks there, but I don't know how that attack's gonna look.
Might not be the best attack as well, potentially.
Sterling, as been about what I expected.
Who? Arsenal or
Arsenal? Sterling, right?
Yeah.
He's not really set the world on fire.
Yeah.
Ranieri looks pretty good.
Yes, he looks pretty good, I would say.
Martinelli, pretty ineffective on the right.
Yeah, but injured at the moment, so
Trossard always looks good. He's very selfish, but he makes things happen.
yeah, his minutes are the only problem with Trossard. That's the only issue.
Yeah, so maybe Trossard up front or something. So,
Yep, if Havertz is out.
so when I look at these this projected goals numbers, like maybe the Arsenal attack's going under the radar a little bit. Like
They have good fixtures, Arsenal. The only reason we're not getting, like, look at this, Leicester this week, West Ham the
Liverpool
following.
blank in 29.
Yeah, they don't blank it right now, exactly. Obviously, it's Chelsea, which is not easy, as I would say, like this thing. But
That's
still, it's not a bad attacking fixture because Chelsea haven't looked the best in the last couple of weeks as well. But yeah, I think the thing because we haven't, like, because of all the doubles, we haven't really focused on Arsenal as much. And the thing is, Arsenal don't have like maybe they might now have like a cheap value. Like if you think, like, look at Ethan. I need to learn to pronounce his name, but he's at like yeah, he's like 4.5, right, in midfield.
Yeah, he's the I think only pick really. That's where I was.
Yeah,
where I was. Yeah,
he's a cheap enabler for anyone who wants an Arsenal player or is looking to free up funds or anything. He's not too bad actually as an option. The thing is, you probably won't get him in this week, which is probably one of the money fixtures.
Yeah, sure. I wonder if you can go some midfielder down to Nwaneri allows you to go Wood to Watkins or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, that could be a play. Yes,
Yeah.
that is a possibility as well.
I think it's about what it enables. Like going someone to Nwaneri by itself is not that interesting.
Yeah, exactly. It depends if you can allows you
If
to
it enables Watkins, I think.
Yeah.
It's good.
Keep Isak and enable Watkins.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep, fair enough. Okay, so that's Arsenal. Anything else to add on Arsenal? Obviously, defense, anyone who has, just keep it as it is.
We were talking about Odegaard earlier today. Do you like Odegaard as a pick?
Thing with Odegaard.
Yeah.
Obviously he's now on pens because no Saka. I don't know. Like, I haven't seen. I obviously owned Odegaard last season in FPL, and I was happy to do as a differential, and he did pretty well as well for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I do like him as an FPL player, but for some reason, I look at Arsenal this season and I go, doesn't feel the same as last season.
I wonder if with all the first choice attackers injured, does Odegaard take more of a scoring responsibility? But that's just conjecture until you see them play, right?
Yeah, because last time when they were, like, last season when they used to play, like, it used to be Odegaard and Havertz who used to do the press up front, and that means Odegaard does end up in those like very attacking spots when they win the ball off the press as well. It was good to own him as a differential. Now, obviously, maybe I need to watch a bit more of Arsenal, but because of like obviously they scored 5 against City, but apart from that, they've not been really free flowing in terms of goals as well, right?
I think they've been underperforming a little bit.
Yeah,
like, they're still a free flowing attack. I think they're still the second best team in the league by far. So yeah, I suspect they're going under the radar a little bit, but I'm just gonna watch at this point. There's too many.
Fair enough. All right, so yeah, one to wait and watch and see. Obviously, Gaming 29, they have a fixture as well. Yeah, I think at this moment there are other midfielders that I would like. That's the only reason I think. Havertz is someone, if he's fit, I'm interested, because obviously after Gakpo goes, I can have a look and there are a few forwards that would be tempting.
Yep.
All right. Aston Villa, Ipswich. We spoke about Villa already. Ipswich, do we really want to add anything?
No. Not really. No.
Okay. All right. We move. Yeah. Fulham versus Forest. Now, players still. I have Fulham assets. I've got Robinson and I've got Matt Sells as well. Start Sells. Most likely, would I be benching Robinson this week? I haven't seen actually. But obviously, those who have Chris Wood. Now, it's not a bad fixture this week. And obviously, he hauled last week when a lot of players, including myself, sold him as well. For the double to get a double gameweek player. But they have Newcastle, Arsenal, and City after that. Then they have
I'm not sure how this game goes, because these are both teams that probably prefer the other team to be the opponent to be proactive.
Yes.
like these are both teams that want the other team to play into them, and then like soak up pressure and counter. So I don't really know how this is going to go. I suspect because Fulham are at home, they're going to be more proactive, which was probably going to play into Forest's hands.
So in that way, you could say maybe even though Newcastle, Arsenal, City look bad, like tough on paper, it could actually be good for Chris Wood because it fits Forest.
I think good is tough to say, but certainly not as bad as it looks on paper.
Okay, yeah. Because I think Newcastle struggled, not struggled, I think Newcastle had a loss in the reverse fixture against Forest this season, if I'm not mistaken. Forest. Away. I think they lost 3-1 or something. Did they? No. They won. Okay, they won against Forest 3-1. My bad. I think it was last season, maybe. Don't remember.
Like, I mean, all of Forest's big results against good teams have been at home.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
They beat Villa, drew Liverpool. I'm not going to count Man U as a big team.
No.
But they did beat Man U away.
Yeah. So that means home games is Arsenal and City. So Newcastle is not a home game for them, obviously.
Yeah, and stylistically, like any big team is going to struggle to play against them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat Liverpool away, actually. 1-0.
Yeah.
So that's been the biggest scalp this season.
So yeah, I guess Chris Wood still good to own. I obviously wish I kept him, but it is what it is. I sold him, but I don't mind looking to go and get him back as well because he's still a really good striker. Like Forest are playing into his strengths.
Yeah, he's the Lewandowski.
Yeah.
He's old and everything. He's
Chris Wood, yes. Yeah.
This is probably his last season in top flight.
How old is he?
He's 33.
Oh wow. Okay. I mean, if they make Champions League football, he's probably going to stay for that. But yeah.
Sure, but I mean, he plays hard up, right?
Yeah. True. And then obviously they have good like wide players. Elanga is doing really well this season. Gibbs White
good against Brighton.
Yeah. Really Gibbs White also not too bad as well, doing pretty well. So Forest have some pretty good options. The only thing is fixtures, like we mentioned, it's okay, but not exceptional as well.
It's good counter-attacking fixtures.
Yeah.
Which,
would you
but
sell?
It might be that it's better for Elanga than Wood.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because Elanga is the pacey outlet.
Yeah.
The way they kind of play is like they bounce a ball off Wood. Wood spreads it wide, and then Wood slowly arrives into the box. If it's too fast a counter, then Wood almost doesn't get into position. It's someone else that has the
So then you have the wide players who benefit.
Yeah, I think in a very counter-heavy game, probably Elanga is the outlet.
Which probably might not be this game.
I'm not sure about this game. I don't know how it goes. But
this is where when if Fulham were to double, I was looking at Marco Silva as an assistant manager because I felt like this could have been one of those upset fixtures.
Yeah.
But yeah. And obviously Fulham, Robinson, Fulham also another team. Tough fixtures. Not the easiest, I would say. They do have a fixture in 29 though, but it's not easy like the run that they have.
I find Fulham a difficult team too. They almost seem to play better away. A bit like Palace, actually, because they don't have to be as proactive. If you look at a lot of their home results, they've drawn like Ipswich. They've lost to Wolves. Like it's almost like when they try to be proactive, they're like maybe leaky at the back. Not a particularly good team to watch, but yeah, Marco Silva was a good manager.
Yep. All right. So yeah, I mean, if you have their players, keep for now.
Yeah, I have Wood and Elanga, and I'm just keeping for now. Yeah.
Apparently, this is reading the chat. Vishal said Merino could play striker, which could happen. We've seen Arteta do it. And Skelly is looking likely to be playing the old Xhaka role.
Oh yeah, isn't Skelly? He's been doing a good job at left back though, right? Like I'd be surprised if they moved him now. Maybe Vishal can comment. I know he's an Arsenal.
We will watch and see, I guess, how it goes. This Skelly was from Combe, the comment. So yeah, we'll see. All right, moving on. One of the bigger fixtures this week. if not probably the big fixture this week. City versus Newcastle. City
How do you see
obviously.
this
Hmm?
going? How do you see this going?
I think there are more goals than what this says.
Did you watch the game today?
I watched the highlights and City got thumped on the defense, but so did Real Madrid, I think.
It was one of the most fun Champions League games I've seen.
Okay. The highlights look like I was. This is like both teams. I think had a lot of chances.
Yeah, I mean Madrid could have been up 2-0 in the
Yeah.
first 10 minutes. Basically, the interesting thing is that he played Guardiola played very differently than he did against Arsenal, and he played very differently than he did against Chelsea before that. So you can see Pep is like changing he's adapting, right? Like, and then Nico Gonzalez is injured now as well, right? So now he played Stones as a CDM today.
Yep.
And then he had Guardiola from left back invert into midfield.
Which is why he ended up in that assisting chance for Haaland.
Yeah, so Guardiola is playing like a box-to-box mid.
Yeah.
Whereas normally he's like super wide and he's like a wing back, right?
Yep. Yep.
So he was more like a box-to-box mid, and Stones was in midfield. And honestly, like City controlled the game all right, but on the counter they got absolutely shredded.
Yes, they did.
Yes, and Mbappe.
Yeah.
So I can see against Newcastle it'll be Isaac and Gordon, right?
Yes, and Jacob Murphy on the other side as well.
I don't think Newcastle will press them high up, or if they do, it won't be for the whole game.
Okay.
I think Newcastle will maybe. I've seen them do this before. They do it for the first half, and then they like chill out in the second half.
Or Newcastle, you're saying?
Yeah, they selectively press, and I think away from home they're less likely to press.
Yeah.
So it's probably a good game for Isaac, right? Like he's going to be on the counter.
Yeah. It's a good game for Newcastle's attack, definitely. I wouldn't sell Newcastle's attack. Now, obviously, I got rid of Gordon, but that was because I was looking to bring in the assistant manager and all, so that's a different story. But like, I mean, I wouldn't look to sell any of like Isak, good fixture, Gordon, good fixture. The thing is, with City are about to go. I think City's run is not too bad, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe not as good. They are just realized they've got Liverpool in 26, Spurs, Forest, and then Brighton. I think the run.
They still look like they can score against anyone at home.
Yeah. The only problem is they can look like they're conceding way more than they should.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna get a striker or something, it's
probably. But who would you get? Is it Mamouche or
Haaland? Mamouche, I don't know what he's doing with Mamouche, because Mamouche didn't play today.
He came off the bench.
Yeah, but he didn't start.
Yeah.
He started against Chelsea, but after that, he didn't start against Arsenal as well. So I don't know what Pep has in mind for Mamouche yet. So I think Mamouche is it's too soon to go on Mamouche.
Foden. Obviously, Jack Grealish got injured, right, in the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, it shows Foden started today, right?
No, he came off for Grealish, who got injured.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay. It's just too much money. Like for a team that's not really clicking.
Yeah, fair enough.
I still like Haaland. Like he looks like he's in good form.
Yeah. The thing with Haaland is what it does to the rest of your team.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
That's the only problem. Now, yeah, like Freddie says, City have.
But let's say they are out of form and you don't want to have Palmer. I mean, not now, but maybe after like 29 or something.
Yeah, because after 29, when they had the good fixtures, which is what Freddie's also saying. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, I agree with Freddie. So if you go Palmer to Haaland or something, that would be good.
Yeah, okay. One to watch with City because they still look so vulnerable. But yeah, goals in this game, I would say. All right. One of the fixtures that
3-2 either way or something like that.
Yeah, for this one, probably. All right, one of the fixtures that a lot of managers are targeting, and the team that has been of huge conversation apart from the doubles is Bournemouth. Looked really good against Liverpool. I can't believe Kluivert missed that chance. As someone who bought in Kluivert for a hit, I was like, especially after like Trent had gone, clean sheet was banked with Trent, and like I'm like, how do you miss this? But yeah, he did miss it. Semenyo looked lively. Had quite a lot of chances. Obviously, hit the post a couple of times.
Yeah.
But that's Semenyo. He's going to take a lot of shots, and looks like he's going to be playing on the left now for some time.
I think with the Bournemouth attackers, there's no set position. Like
Mm.
the front three are rotating all the time.
Mm.
So, like if Utara's up
Yeah.
up front, like he'll go to left wing. Semenyo will be striker for a bit. Like yeah.
So who would you? Because they're all, I think they're all somewhat similar now. Obviously, Otara. Oh no, Clivert has gone up in price. Otara is the cheapest out of the lot, if I'm not mistaken.
I generally think you can't go wrong with any of them. Yeah.
Okay.
I know I'm like sitting on three fences, but
Yeah.
okay, maybe I prefer Utara slightly more than the rest.
Okay. Is that because of the
He's
striking?
yeah, he's nominally striker.
Yeah.
He's pretty fit, so it seems like he gets full 90s. He was rested in the FA Cup, and he's very good in the air, so he gives you something a bit different. So yeah, but then Clivert's on pens,
Yeah,
has
that's the thing.
better assist threat. Semenyo takes 1 million shots a game, so if I had to rank them, I'd probably go Utara ever so slightly ahead, and then the other two are close.
Okay, fair enough. I've gone Clivert because of the pins. That's the one main reason.
Yeah, I
But
don't
like,
think you can go wrong.
yeah, but I think it's just like flip a coin.
Yeah.
Basically. But they all three are good. And obviously defensively, Huijsen, I've been banging this drum about Huijsen. It's a pretty good option. And I think Kirkes.
Who would you pick?
If
Huijsen or Kirkes? Who would you pick?
At this moment, I guess it depends on your budget, right? There's a 0.5 difference, I think, between the two of them as well. So it depends on what you want to do with the rest of the money as well. But because I have the cash, and let's say if Trent was injured, then you're safe. You're getting a lot more money. Then I would go for Kirkes.
I think, yeah. I mean, Huijsen's got a lot of XG threat from set pieces.
He's so tall. That's why.
Yeah, he's like 6'6" or something, isn't he?
Yeah, so he's massive. That guy is like a set piece monster. But then,
yeah, he's gonna go to a big club.
Yeah, but then Kirkes obviously has the assist threat.
Yep.
That's the thing. So flip a coin on that one as well. But if you have the cash to spare, I don't mind Kirkes.
Yep.
Slightly higher chance of like more returns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do wonder if Utara takes some of the set piece threat away from him.
From Huijsen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could happen as well, potentially. Yep. But yeah, because set pieces are a bit more rare than maybe a fullback bombing forward. And even like the one that they Bournemouth scored and got ruled out for offside was because like Kirkes got that ball from Semenyo, right? And he was slightly offside.
And Kirkes takes shots too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So attacking fullback. So I like it.
Yep.
All right. West Ham versus Brentford. West Ham have, even though the results are not there, they've improved a bit under Graham Potter.
Yep.
Obviously Brentford, we know away from home, not the best team, but I cannot believe how they did not score in the last game. Like Visa had so many good chances.
Yeah.
So they should have scored. Bit unlucky there. This might be, I don't know. This will be probably a low scoring game potentially.
I'm just looking at the West Ham lineup. So the Antonio, obviously the car crash injury, right?
Yes.
So Danny Ings doesn't look like an option. So
no.
Paqueta is the striker.
Owen is back. Obviously, thanks to Colville on an exceptional assist, he managed to score.
Owen is back, but does he play striker over Paqueta or does he go
He
left?
played the striker against Chelsea.
Wait, what is that? Is that FA Cup?
No, that's a Premier League game, the last Premier League game.
Oh, right. Yes. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong game. Yep.
So he played the striker with Kudus and Sola because Paqueta wasn't there, I think, in that game.
Yeah. I was looking at the wrong game. Yep. Yeah. Graham Potter's doing his 3-4-3 thing again.
Yep.
I don't really love Bowen up front. I don't know why.
Yep.
I haven't seen enough of Potter's West Ham, but like whenever I've seen Bowen play up front, he just looks not that involved in the game. He looks
better on the right.
Yeah, better on the wings. Yeah, so playing off a proper striker. So yeah, I'm not going to get any West Ham players.
Okay, yep, fair enough. And obviously Brentford, we own some Brentford at the moment. I got Mbeumo. Happy to keep for the moment, to be honest. Yep. No real reason to see why I would change. and also because they have a fixture in 29 against Bournemouth. Could be very interesting. Obviously, the main reason for me keeping Brentford also is that 26 fixture against Leicester.
Yeah, unless they need to go for it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously 27 they have Everton, and 28 they have Aston Villa, both at home. So it's not too bad when Brentford at home as well.
Leicester need to go for it, and Brentford are a team that play well against teams that go for it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not too worried. When in Mbeumo, anyone who has Visa as well, I don't mind keeping Visa, to be honest. Yeah. Anything else?
I remember from Graham Potter's Brighton and Chelsea teams were pretty susceptible to the counter attack. Like he's very married to his 3-4-3.
Yeah, this could be one of those games then potentially. We don't know.
Even though it's away for Brentford, this could be not bad.
Yeah. There's a question, or not question. There's a mention from FPL Cortex in the chat. Evan Ferguson should start for West Ham.
Oh yes, I forgot they got him. Yes. Probably will. Oh, that means Bowen will go out wide.
Yes.
Yeah. And then
Kudus goes to the left of that.
The left.
3-4-3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better than what they're doing now.
Yeah. So then maybe Bowen could become an option, but obviously at the moment not.
I'm really curious to see how Evan Ferguson does. I remember 3 years ago, everyone was calling him the next Harry Kane. Yeah.
And next Harry Kane, next Wayne Rooney, all of the things, but like his injury status is the problem.
No, he's a good player though.
Yeah.
Like there were some moments where you can see how his quality. Like he takes a touch, turns, beats a guy. But, yeah.
The only problem, if you can keep him fit, he's a good player.
Yeah, he's not really developed like they would expect, but yeah.
All right, there are other questions as well. We'll bring the questions at the end. Let's just finish the fixtures as well. Crystal Palace versus Everton. Now, Munoz, people who have Munoz, good fixture to maybe start him in. I don't know about the clean sheet odds. I think Everton have improved definitely under David Moyes. But obviously fixtures we already touched on Crystal Palace's fixtures. Mateta, also another option for Palace.
I think Mateta is probably the best pick. And nobody's going to have him. So, but like if you get Mateta now, it's like you're
closer to that free hit.
Yeah, exactly. It's very tough to. And also, who do you sell for Mateta? Like maybe Wood.
Yeah, that's the thing. Or if like for me, right, if I have Gakpo and if I'm looking, but then again, even if I was to go Gakpo to someone else, it'd probably be someone who has a fixture in 29. And we'll get to the Wolves fixture as well, where Cunha steps up as well as an option. But like, yeah.
But Cunha's not an option right now because it's Liverpool away.
Yeah, but like after that, I think Wolves have Bournemouth, Fulham.
26 either because Bournemouth away.
So Fulham, Everton, and Southampton.
But from 27 onwards,
fixtures are good. Yeah.
Because this is a Wolves team that's fighting for relegation.
Yeah, so they kind of have to go for it.
They have to go for it.
Yeah.
And so 27 onwards is good, but Mateta right now is good.
Yeah.
So, I think that's the trade-off.
Everton players, I am looking at benching for 25, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean Palace again, like I said before, another team that's better away.
Yeah.
Right. They have three successive away wins in a row, I think. Like Man U.
Will City play? I don't remember.
But they're a team that click when people play into them.
Yeah. But this won't be that case because Everton will just sit back and look to counter themselves.
Exactly. So I don't know if this is a good.
Yeah, they played Leicester, West Ham, and United. Won all three.
And Moyes has got Everton doing stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good yet, but they seem to want to play for him.
Yeah, fair enough. At this moment, I'm benching Iliman Ndiaye, but that's because I'm playing a midfield 5. That's one of the but yeah. But
I'm playing Munoz and Sarr.
Yeah.
I don't love playing Sarr. Yeah.
Would you look to sell Sarr?
Yeah, I'm thinking
like even like Morgan Rogers or Clivert?
Yeah. So my options are one of the Bournemouth mids.
Yeah.
This guy Rogers.
Yep.
Marlon if I want to punt or something like that.
Yep.
And there was someone else that I can't remember. Or like maybe like Maneri if it allows me to do something.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a few options.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. All right. So that's Palace Everton. Anything else to add on Palace Everton? Obviously, Everton have a fixture in 29 as well, which does help keeping Everton players for that.
I think this is like a 1-1. I mean, the XG agrees with that. But
Yep.
this looks like a 1-1, 2-2, something like that.
Yeah, more likely 1-1 or even a 2-1 to Palace could be on the cards, but yeah.
Yep.
All right, the money fixture for Liverpool against Wolves. Now, obviously, the Wolves have to go for it, which will help Liverpool as well. I think Salah again. This is the other thing. For those of you who didn't play, because I know people who didn't play the triple captaincy last week and held it for this week because of the fixture looks better than last week. Double.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, because like Bournemouth and Everton on paper looked harder than Wolves and Aston Villa, right? Wolves was the much more.
Which one was home and away in 24?
24. I think both were away.
Oh,
That's the
right.
thing. Yeah, that's why like some managers kept it.
Okay, yeah. Then I think this was definitely better. But I think the 33 one is probably the best. Right?
Yeah, but we don't know. 33, they won't have a double right now. That's the thing.
I mean, not Liverpool, but other teams.
Yeah, other teams. Maybe we don't know. But at the time of the the information wasn't available. So yeah. So for those who haven't played assistant manager or triple captaincy, there's probably a case to be made to play the triple captaincy this week and save the assistant manager.
Yeah, I think there is. Yeah. Are there any Champions League implications? Any early rest?
No, because there is no. They were in the top 8 of the Champions League, so they don't have any game at the moment. So they're completely fine with that as well.
I love this new Champions League format. By the way, it's absolutely.
It caused better games. Yes.
Yeah. And also, it rewards you if you finish top 8. You get to play less games.
Yeah, exactly. So because of that, Liverpool don't have any Champions League to worry about as well for the moment. So yeah, the only thing with Liverpool though to mention is they've got obviously Wolves, then Aston Villa, and then the next game is Manchester City.
So the Wolves game is whatever. It's going to be 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, something like that.
Yep.
How do you see the Villa game going?
Now
that's really interesting to me.
This is where it gets interesting. Aston Villa have a really good home record. They have lost only one game this season in the Premier League. And I went and checked their League Cup, Champions League, and also FA Cup. They haven't lost a single Champions League game at home. They lost one League Cup game, I think, which is what they got knocked out against Crystal Palace. I don't know if that game was directly after a Champions League game. Oops, I lost you. Wrong game. Yeah. And obviously FA Cup is still ongoing. So they've lost only 2 games at home this season.
Yeah, so I would. It's not Aston Villa. It's Unai Emery.
Yeah,
like, I think Unai Emery is really, really good at negating big teams.
Yeah.
Which
is why I fancy the assistant manager.
That's why I like it too.
Yeah. So,
having said that, though, this is a very ruthlessly efficient Liverpool team.
Yes.
Like they are very much in control, but they're also not like obsessed with control like City. You know, like they're happy to cede control to play pragmatically.
Yeah, but if you sit back at this Liverpool team and counter, you can nick a result. However,
but we've seen in the bigger games, he's instructed like Trent and the other fullback to sit back very deep. So they sit with like a full back 4 sitting back, you know.
So
like Trent balls from deep, but he's not running forward like he does in other games.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see how this. But it's going to be a bit of a more tricky game. This one, the Aston Villa Liverpool one.
I think this is a 1-0 Liverpool, but I think there's a chance that
I think Villa could find something. Yeah. I won't be surprised with a draw.
Yeah, I think I'm going to call it exactly 1-0 Liverpool.
Okay. Fair enough. But yeah, the Liverpool Wolves game goes for Liverpool, sadly. For anyone who is looking for Wolves to cause an upset, unlikely.
Tottenham Man U. This is
okay. Final game: Spurs United.
El Trashico.
I won't be surprised if United find a win in this game purely because one, it's away from home, and at this moment, I think United would rather play away from home than at home. I feel like, but this is going to be the most like it's not worth watching 90 minutes of football on this one.
You reckon? I think it could be like a score draw or something like that. But
It could be a 2-2. I won't be surprised. However, I will add, in past, I have seen Spurs and I've gone, they look like they can always score, but it's kind of reduced now.
it's reduced because Ange has
Too many injuries and
no. So he's playing pragmatically. Like
Yeah.
he's gone from having like 5 attackers to 4 attackers.
Yeah.
So he was playing like a 4-3-3 with like the fullbacks becoming, box mids and everything. But you can see he's gone a bit more pragmatic. He even tried 5 at the back a couple of times. But they're still losing every game. And Man U just can't defend. We've just lost Martinez for the season.
which is a bit of a problem. And we can't score goals as well, which doesn't
Luke
help.
Shaw, I don't know about Luke Shaw. He's dead to me at this point.
The one thing I'll add on this one is Ahmad could do decently. Ahmad has this tendency to do pretty decently when it comes to like big games. However, it all depends on who's going to play on the left, because that's where Spurs are weak, because Pedro Porro just goes insanely attacking. And in the FA Cup as well, Aston Villa just attacked on that left. Like Jacob Ramsey had so many chances in that FA Cup game. The only thing is we look at our left, Man United's left, and I have no idea who's going to play on that left. If it's Garnacho could have a field day. The only problem is Garnacho's decision making in the final third. But he will get opportunities. Similar to Jacob Ramsey.
I think Garnacho has been good
Yeah.
of late. But I don't think he knows how to play the left wing back role in Amorim's system.
No, but if he plays that left 10 role,
I don't think he knows how to play the left 10 role either, because he
Yeah.
plays like a winger.
yes, that's the problem.
What Amorim wants.
Yeah, but
That's
the
why
only
I'm not starting him. That's why Amorim brings him on.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't tell him, because it was not the right fit. Right.
The only thing is he's the most attacking out of the lot of players we have, because
Yeah,
he just wants to
He's
get on it.
he's on it in
Yeah.
form. Yeah.
So
I
I
think
don't know.
Dortmund could play left. He played right in
Wing
the
back.
cup game.
Yeah, I had no idea why he did, but I was expecting him to play left wing back. But
That's where he's playing for Lecce. For Lecce, he's been playing left wing back, right wing back, and right wing for Man U. So I expect for Man U he'll play all of this.
So we'll see and see how it goes. But like, yeah, it's going to be I won't be surprised with a draw on this game.
Yeah, I think Dogu could become a pick at some point. I like the look of him. I think he's going to be nailed. He's going to be nailed because
We don't have options.
we don't have a player like that. We
Yeah.
don't have a tall, athletic, fast player that can carry the ball. Doesn't matter what position. We don't have players like that.
I'll give it time. I won't go and get immediately for the
Yeah,
moment.
I wouldn't either. I'm just,
Yeah.
but he's on my watch list. He's only 4.5.
Enough. All right, that's basically it, I would say. Anything else to add on the fixtures?
What do you think of Matthias Tell as an option?
Oh no! Here's the thing with Spurs. I don't trust Spurs. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Like, I think he scored a pretty good goal in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
But I don't have enough faith in Spurs to go and get a Spurs player in.
He's a 6 mil mid, which is interesting.
Oh.
Like,
I-
I'm a lot more interested in that than a 6 mil forward. You know what I mean?
I don't understand why FPL, like even Malan was categorized as a midfielder instead of a forward when they were clearly bought for that forward role. So I have no idea.
I think Tell is going to play left wing and forward. So I kind of get it.
Okay.
Maybe even right wing.
So yeah, I mean, could be an option, but I guess no, he's a 6 mil mid. Yeah, so I guess we have to wait and see.
Yep.
But I'm not rushing to get any Spurs players at the moment.
Yeah, same.
Yep.
I'm
All
going
right.
for the
Yeah, exactly. All right. If anyone has questions, put them in as we look to.
Hang on. Freddie says Havertz to miss rest of the season. Hamstring.
Oh, David Ornstein. Oh, that's big news. That changes everything that we were just about to talk about.
If Freddie's not trolling, that's a really big deal.
No, Freddie wouldn't troll, but let me have a look anyways. Yeah, Kai Havertz said to miss rest of the season through injury. Arsenal forward suffered from torn hamstring during training in Dubai.
My God, that's huge.
Unclear if he'll require surgery or not. Okay. So
I think it means Trossard striker.
that makes Trossard as a really good option then going forward.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. There's nobody else that can play striker. Oh, right. Sorry, Vishal said
Merino. Yeah. So we'll have to monitor and see, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. And Gary, thank you for subscribing as well. We'll read your questions out as well. I'm going to go straight to assistant manager points. This is just like the predictor. We've already kind of touched on it. Arne Slot and Unai Emery, obviously, the top options for this week. And if you wanted to go for someone else, Marco Silva maybe, because we mentioned that table bonus and potential of like upset against Forest. But yeah, probably go for one of the doubles, right?
Yeah, you'd always go for one of the doubles. I think for people like us that used AM in 24,
yep,
we'll have the question of what to do in 26.
So 26, depends on how the table, like these fixtures go. There's a chance that Eddie Howe could have a table bonus. However, that would depend if Aston Villa can win both of the games. Yeah. There's also a chance that Pep Guardiola could have a table bonus against Liverpool if Newcastle beat.
I think you always have to take Guardiola with the table bonus.
Yeah, if he ends up in that, you probably, and I think it's City at home as well, so you probably would want to take that on.
You just have to take it on, I think, fortunately.
So we'll wait and see, but those are the two candidates at this moment.
I think Glasner could have table bonus as well.
Oh.
26.
We'll have to see. Depends on how the Everton game goes.
That's how it goes. But Glasner could have it as well.
Yep. All right. So those are assistant managers. Last 6 game weeks attack and defense. I think this hasn't changed. I'm not going to go too much on it, but Liverpool on top in terms of attack.
That's part of why I don't like selling Palmer, because his stats have been good.
Only thing is his teammates are not finishing those chances. And I saw a stat where he had created the most chances since like December or something, and not a single one has been converted.
Yeah, I mean Sancho is a bum. I think Chelsea fans are now realizing that he's a bum. Jackson is a very good player. Just can't finish.
Yep. So that's the attack. And then defense again: Liverpool top, Arsenal top, Fulham top as well, which is why the whole Marco Silva potentially. At the bottom, you got Ipswich, Man United, Southampton, and Wolves, which is why Liverpool this week are good. Forwards, Mateta up there, Isak, and Wissa as the top 3.
Yep.
I think this is the latest. I have to check if the changes. But this is the same thing I used for Roy last week, so I don't think anything has changed since then. And then next is the midfielders. Salah, Mbeumo, and Palmer. Madueke as well there. Ahmad as well.
Yeah. I like if Madueke is playing 90 every game, I quite like him. He takes a lot of shots.
It's just that he does. I don't know the minutes. Like I can't be certain with him. That's the problem.
Yeah. But if he was if he wins that right wing spot, like as a
the only thing is like Chelsea have so much depth. It's like Aston Villa problem that I just don't want to mess with it.
Agree.
Elanga obviously there.
Ahmad is number 5.
Yeah. That's why I think he could do pretty decently in this Spurs game, depending on how he plays out.
Yep.
Elanga, Otara, and Semenyo, and Kluivert. Sorry, the 3 Bournemouth players all up there as well. All right.
Yeah.
Moving to defense. Trent, Munoz, Cucurella, Guardiola, in terms of attacking defenders.
Cucurella is an interesting shot. Guardiola, man, if City in any way,
a good defense.
If City looked any way like they could keep a clean sheet, I would be
good. Yeah. They don't look like they're capable of keeping clean sheet. That's
not even remotely. Yeah. But I would probably even prefer him to Trent.
Oh yeah, if they could, yes. He ends up in so attacking positions that is like insane.
Yeah, and Trent plays reserved in some games.
Yeah, I definitely agree. That's the defenders. All right, Karan, I'm going to read before I get to your team, let's read some questions out because they were the chat has been very active as well today. So for those, there was a question from Munhin about Guardiola. I guess we've spoken about Guardiola as well. In terms of if only they could keep clean sheets. Gary, who subscribed, thank you for subscribing. Says bring in Rodgers or Kluivert for Gordon. This depends on if you're going to free hit or not free hit, I guess, in 29.
Sorry, I can't see this question.
This is up
yeah.
earlier.
Sorry, can you say that again? So Rodgers,
Rodgers or Kluivert for Anthony Gordon.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of depends on your free hit 29 strategy.
Yeah, if you're not free hitting, I would say Kluivert. If you're free hitting, then I'd probably say Morgan Rodgers.
If you want to keep options open, I would say Kluivert.
Yeah. If you have enough transfers as well, then I don't mind a punt on Rodgers. If you have 4 or 5 transfers stacked up already.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Kluivert most likely.
I prefer Kluivert.
Yeah. Manish says, is it worth to keep Isak this week?
Yes, I think so.
FPL Cortex is
I
cameo.
assume you're going to sell him for Watkins. That's the only sale that kind of makes sense. Right?
Yeah, probably. But even then, I would still probably most likely keep Isak. I think. I don't know. Depends on value and all. I guess we discussed this as well in terms of.
I think what it depends most on is whether you are planning to play wildcard in 30 or something like that. Because if you got a way to get rid of Isak and bring him back, I think it's okay. I don't really care about team value. There's enough places to find team value this season. And when you wildcard in 30, there's only going to be 8 game weeks left.
Yep. True.
What are you going to do with the extra value? Right?
Fair enough. Fair points. Munoz passes the eye test. If I had him, I'd start him. Yep, fair enough. And then Gakpo to Cunha is a likely move in the Southampton game.
It's very hard to bench Munoz in any game.
Yeah, he's so attacking.
Yeah.
I
say that.
You say that with your bench.
Yeah.
If you would only show me a team, I would have told you to do it differently. But anyways, too late.
It was, I think it was Man U, right?
Yeah, I think I would have told you just bench Hall and start Munoz. But anyways. Yeah. Cortex says he's activated the assistant manager and bought in Unai Emery. And then he's going to switch to Iraola in 27, probably. In 27. Oh, could be. Because Unai Emery has Chelsea next week as well. So,
no table bonus, though.
Yeah, at the moment.
Yeah.
Sold Safa Semenyo. Getting a Crystal Palace or Aston Villa option now is easier if you want a free hit 29. Yes. Okay, as my assistant manager, Emery or Slot, I think we've answered that as well. In terms of we prefer Emery this week, but then obviously if you've already assistant manager with Slot, you probably keep it on Slot, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Spurs, Man United could be any score. Yep, that's probably true. Nick says Nawari becomes a starter then with the Havertz. Yeah.
Lomi said.
Lomi, yeah. He's changed it to Nick. Yeah, he's used to be Nick, but he's changed it to his second name. Surname. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ranieri was anyway a starter.
Yeah.
I think.
Now he just becomes better.
Yeah.
He's
anyway nailed.
Yeah.
He's a left footer that can play on the right wing, and I don't think they have any others.
Yeah. Combe says, I'm going to go Moyes to Emery, but if Trent is still injured, I'll take him out and bring Slot in. I think that's kind of where I'm at as well, to be honest, at this moment.
I think it's just your own personal risk thing, because like we saw, the projected points are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Emery just has more upside and more downside.
Yeah.
So, do you want to, play the lottery or?
Yeah, fair enough. True. Depends on your rank and risk factor and all of that. Yeah. Trent, I think there was the talk about him coming off the bench against Everton. I don't know if he'll start, but we'll see. Now
he's probably gonna play.
Yeah. Now this is a good question from Nick, which is the benching situation for the week. I'll bring up his team for you, and you can kind of decide as well. I told him that potentially to bench Chris Wood, but his team isn't as straightforward as you'd imagine.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Now we're only doing it for his team because others will be here till whenever. So,
but hopefully this is a situation that can help others.
Yep. All right. So Timber, Ena, Munoz, Sells, Salah.
Ryan, can you put it on the screen?
Oh, you can't see it? Oh,
I don't know.
sorry.
Okay.
I need to. How do I swap? How do? Let me stop sharing and then share again. All right, can you see it?
Yep.
All right. So Pickford, Trent, Mikalenko, Hall, Elanga, Embuemo. Oh, sorry, wrong team. What am I doing? Here we go. Yeah, this is the team that you see on screen.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is hard.
Rogers, Palmer, Chris Wood, Isak, and Gakpo. On the bench, he has Kluivert, Robinson, and Hall. Now, obviously, Robinson and Hall is not a problem. That's fine. It's the Kluivert versus who to start. Either Embuemo, Chris Wood.
I think it's Buemo or Wood. I'm just trying to think who.
Yeah.
What about Isaac? No, right?
No. Against City.
Isaac's not benchable.
Yeah.
Wood is almost not benchable as well, by the way. And one thing I will say is that Fulham are quite good in the air. They've got some like big centre backs, and they defend quite pragmatically. When Forest played Brighton were all over the place. Elanga was like running in wherever he wanted and just crossing it for Wood. I don't think Wood and the players around him will get that sort of freedom. So you can't bench Kluivert against the worst team in the Premier League. So I'd probably bench Wood. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think Chris Wood.
But I don't hate benching Buemo either. You know.
True, but because
I'd flip a coin between the two.
Yeah, fair enough. I just went.
The way is nothing special.
No.
And West Ham look a bit better recently.
Yeah, fair enough. It's one of those two.
I would flip a coin. It's
Okay.
Wood or Buemo, and on form it cannot be Wood. So
yeah, true. On form it'll have to be Embuemo, but then again, like, yeah, it's a tough one.
I'm never benching Kluivert here.
No. I would start Kluivert.
Really bad. They're really, really bad.
I would find a way to start Kluivert. I just kind of have to. You have to accept some level of bench points this week.
Yeah.
Regardless, but yeah. So yeah, that's basically the team.
That's a good one. I like that.
Let me switch back to slides. Now, obviously, Karan, I think your team, I'll read it out for those of you listening on the audio. This is probably the highest score I've seen this week, maybe, from reviewing these teams. You played the assistant manager chip, 112 points, with still more to go.
But it's nothing to do with the assistant manager chip.
Yeah, it has all to do with Sir Chris Wood. He should be knighted at this point. But Pickford in goal, Trent, Mikalenko, Lewis Hall, Elanga, Embuemo, Salah, Palmer, Isak, Chris Wood, and Iliman Ndiaye, with Arne Slot on the bench as the assistant manager. You had Ismail Sarr, Castanage, and Munoz on the bench. Could have been even bigger, but it still could be big because you obviously have Iliman Ndiaye, Salah, Trent, Pickford, Mikalenko, and Slot to go as well.
Honestly, I didn't even think that hard about Munoz versus Hall.
Fair enough. At the start,
I probably should have, but it was Munoz, Man U away, and Newcastle Fulham at home.
Yeah. I would have probably started. I can see why Hall. I started Hall as well over Robinson, and Robinson got more than Hall did. But yeah, fair enough.
This is hard to complain when you get this many points. But the only other thing, I was really racking my brain between getting Ndiaye or Beto.
Okay. I still think
Beto, not just because the extra points, but he's cheaper.
Yeah, but I still think Ndiaye is probably the longer term, slightly better option. I feel like
Beto looked really good.
He did.
Yeah, he looked really, really good.
Yeah,
but way better than DCL has looked in a single.
Fair enough. Yeah, but like Ndiaye has been one of Everton's like better players this season.
Yeah, he's good. He's just not as attacking. He's a
that's the thing. Fair enough. So we'll see how it goes, anyways. Obviously, but yeah. So good score, looking good. What are the plans for 25? I guess Morgan Rogers was in the cards. A Kluivert or someone, or Semenyo, or Tara.
Yeah. So it's maybe one of Elanga or Sarr out. But I'm also thinking about rolling, because the thing is, I'll be in my third week of assistant manager next week.
Yep.
And if I'm going to spend a transfer on the manager, maybe I should roll now.
Oh, you don't have any free transfers?
I think I just have one.
Okay, fair enough.
So I would like to have two.
Yep.
That's my only thing. But I also don't want to miss out on any Bournemouth like goal fest versus Southampton.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yep.
So I might just FOMO in like a Utara or a Clover.
Yep, okay. Fair points. And start Munoz potentially this week over Mikalenko.
I'm never benching Munoz ever again.
Okay, fair. So that's Karan's team. Then obviously this is mine. I took a -8 because obviously I didn't know about the double and I had done early transfers, so I was already on a -4. Then the double came and I had to switch. I was initially on triple captaincy, and that switched from triple captaincy to having to play the assistant manager. So I had to free up funds because of that. And to free up funds, I had to sell. Who was it? I think I sold Gordon. I sold Gordon to free up funds.
Okay. To Clover?
To Clivert, yeah. And I did the early move because I was like, I wanted Clivert for this week. So I did that early move to Clivert. Yeah. And got Moyes in as well. So basically sells Hall, Trent, Mikalenko, Palmer, Salah, Clivert, Embuemo, Gakpo, Ilaman, and Isak with Moyes as the system manager. Rogers, Gabriel, and Robinson on the bench. Got 82 at the moment.
Benching FPL was brave, I think.
Yeah, probably because I think if I looked at my defense, like I wasn't benching Mikalenko or Trent, and it was between Hall, Gabriel, and Robinson.
Yeah, I probably would have picked Gabriel.
Fair enough. Yeah, could be. I just thought City would score, so that's kind of why I went it. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean City are trash, and Arsenal always rely on Gabriel in the big game.
Yeah, true.
I've been burnt before benching Gabriel against Liverpool. So.
Fair enough. Well, he'll be starting this week for sure. And Rogers will be starting as well. And I will most likely be doing Moyes to Unai Emery. Unless Trent is injured, then I'll have to think about it. I could still do Moyes to Emery and do Trent to Kirkes if Trent is injured. But at this moment, it looks like Trent is going to be okay.
Or Trent to Konate. I think you should consider that as well.
I could. I'll have to look into, because I don't want to play the free hit in 29. But I think I still could manage like that, getting a Liverpool player and still being able to field 11 in 29.
Yeah, you might be able to manage anyway.
Yeah,
I think Konate is just such good value.
Okay. Yeah, could be. So I'll think about it and see how we go.
And Hoyt is amazing value as well.
Yeah, indeed. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. And yeah, that's basically all we had. Bit of a longer stream because there were kind of a lot to cover as well. So I hope everyone enjoyed it. So the final question from Simon: please suggest a Villa defender.
Yeah,
Unai Emery, yes.
You want a Villa? No Villa defender suggested.
No, I wouldn't waste a transfer on a Villa defender. Don't even bother. Even if it's a double, don't bother.
I mean, if you had to pick one, I don't even know who you would pick.
What's his name? Minks? Probably.
It's probably Konta.
Konta is flagged.
Yeah, Konta's flagged.
So it's Minks. Not Minks, sorry. Isasi? I don't even know. Honestly, I just avoid Villa defense. There's just too many injuries and all of these things.
He's a clown. I don't want to. I won't look at Dean, but
they have Matteson as well. Yeah. I just avoid.
There's no good picks in the
defense. Chad says Konsa. I don't know. We'll see Konsa. He's flagged. I think he might be okay, but yeah.
I would think he's okay.
Yeah. Still avoid. Just go and get Unai Emery if you want another Aston Villa player. Or Aston Villa spot. But yeah. I wouldn't even suggest Martinez at the moment. Yes. Even Martinez in goal, I wouldn't suggest. Yep. Cool. That's basically it. For those of you who have any further questions, do leave it in the comments, YouTube comments, and I'll reply back to them after the video is done. Shout out to everyone who's been in the chat as well. And if you haven't noticed, we do have YouTube memberships that are available now because we are part of the YouTube Partner Program. So if you'd like to support the channel, feel free to check out the YouTube memberships on the homepage. You'll see a join button, and you can check out the YouTube memberships from there. And obviously, we do have super chats and super thanks and all of that as well in live streams. Having said all of that, I will see you all for the deadline stream on Friday night, basically now. Saturday early morning for us here in Australia.
Yeah.
So I'll see everyone for the deadline stream, and hopefully it'll be a very interesting game tomorrow. Liverpool versus Everton. Lots of swings based on assistant manager and whatnot. Anything to add, Karan, before we leave?
No, that'll be an interesting one. There are also some interesting Champions League games.
Yes, indeed. So we'll wait and see how all of that unfolds. And thank you to everyone who's watched. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as we look to get to 1,000 subscribers. And we'll see you all later. Peace out, everyone.
It's been a fun one.
Indeed.